Okay, so play devil's advocate with me for a second. Alright, so known in the universe is God's going to be reborn on the Fidelis, right, being the world map. Originally, New York was called New Amsterdam. It was Starling and Sterling's agreement that the correct queen would be seated, the bringer of the Protestant, the Episcopals, and so on and so forth, that are non-Catholic Christian. Martin Luther, I believe also, their Christian, would be seated properly. On the world map, once the New Amsterdam got repatriatized as New York, Y-O-R-K, it then became a U.S. Pentagon official, being Matthew Taofreo, his ancestor before him, that problem. He looked like another Matthew Taofreo that was in the Air Force. And it was significant that Elizabeth was to be seated in the New York problem, since she's a York, from Yorkshire in United Kingdom, and was supposed to be transferred to a non-royal whatever in New York, with Taofreo and whatever. And Cataruzza in Italy was supposed to be royal Caesar there, because he was the last Caesar, being C-E-A-S-A-R. Cataruzza being Nicole, when she was born in America, it was if that was the way that the future went, she was going to be Caesar, being C-A-E-S-A-R, being that America was before the Europe, for the trajectory that, and for how you're going to fix this. Because for some reason, the navigational department, who didn't put Elizabeth in New York, put her on the Kingdom of London problem chair of English, then made SAS, their special forces, then became hostage negotiations. Okay, but the hostage is God in New York, the Caesar. Grew up right in Russia, is spelled properly, G-R-U, is their special forces. They have special Delta, they do have Delta training, but I know Delta sealed Team 6th for the Shield Maiden in America on their special forces side, so this way she has a shield that SEAL Team 6 American dads can use to hold up against hostage negotiators in Sphincter, London, so they can, like, carefully bring her straight to Russia and let her off in Aeronav, since they have a dedicated department for special force space things, odysseys, that needed to be handled properly and quietly. And they were naval as well, but also aero. And the SEALs were naval, orange. Hi, I'm your orange. Right, annoying orange. Yeah, that's me. So, right, how did we get stuck in the navigational department and the lunacy of Elizabeth's sphincter of, if they all fucking die today, it'll be a lot easier to get Nicole from New York into Russia, since she doesn't give a shit about anything in London, never did, never will, because they're the ones who broke the system. Did you know that the Mariners, the Mariner Krishners, right? Not the ones that are dark-skinned, that are Indian, that dress in colorful uniforms. No, those are different. As street performers. No, the actual, like, armed forces, the Marines, I think you call them. Right. But that ties into the traveling Christians of the olden days in Constantinople with Alexander the Great, when I would go that way, but in a more of a burqa uniform myself to hide from they don't like when Allah, this color from Valhalla, comes to visit, so burqa so I wasn't noticed. I was in, I was out. So, right, we called it undercover back then, like undercover of night, whatever, starlight, whatever. That's Starling talk. So real life events, not the fake history they tell, and the intuition's picking up all wrong. While we're on the fritz and we're trying to fix. I've got, Right, so why in Italy did the hostage negotiations of holding God in a jail cell in New York that she can't get out of being Cataruzza since you didn't throw your fucking cunt Elizabeth into New York? She was supposed to go into the New York prison that her and Edward and the Tiafrios, the prior Tiafrios of York, they all were the fucking assholes that caused the York switcheroo. Right, so that's where their designation was supposed to be. If it stayed Amsterdam, there were other things on the table that were agreements around the world. But that was only if my correct Irish heritage got into the crown. Once you fucked that up, Elizabeth was going straight to New York, from York, not that she was staying in London and hidden. She was going to be a regular economy class. She was no longer royal for playing fucking games with the rest of the world. That I documented, by the way. Right. So here we are in the Italians now are not allowed to have like a Ramstein base of U.S. Why is that, Ramstein? I'm just curious. 107. Right. Okay. Did anybody notice right outside Buckingham Castle stands Big Ben? Elizabeth has no Benjamin. Benjamin is my Benjamin, and Niklaus's Benjamin from Star Extraterrestrial that was supposed to be born to go visit his grandparents and his heritage there. Elizabeth is not part of that. Again, she was an economy class. She was supposed to be working class in New York, not sitting in a royal anything, because she's not royal starborn. But again, you fucking humans don't listen. And then you're going to hold me, and then you've been holding me for 41 years in New York as a hostage, as a goddess, as a Caesar. And Italy, you won't allow opening a base of U.S. Marines to fight on my behalf with Ramstein and all of the others to get me from, as Shield Maiden with SEAL Team 6, straight across and into Aeronav in Russia, the way that we planned it, to hide me if Elizabeth was sitting in the hostage negotiation chair of fucking up the whole fucking world with her version of English and her asshole men. Do you get this? You already denied Italy a base. Why would you deny Italy a base? Italy is Catholic. It's Roman Catholic. They deserve a United Skins and a United States position within the world of protecting the one fucking God skin that needs the most help, that we had to open the United Skins and the United States for from extraterrestrial elsewhere while the fucking world was being built, but also as it was splitting because of your York problem. In that one fucking little tranquility spot of, I'm gonna fucking stick a nuclear weapon up your ass and just blow the whole fucking island off, the entire map, and save myself a lot of fucking hostage negotiation problems. Since you're fucking useless, other than to try to thwart what I actually need done. So why does London have any control whatsoever? Why do they, since they've done nothing in history proper for the Cataruzza, the Caesar, the Holy Roman Empire, and the actual kingdom, which is not united with anything in London? They are actually holding God hostage still in year 2020. When are we getting that override and out of their, like, strip them of hostage negotiations? They no longer have an SAS. They no longer have a United Skins or a Department of State, anything over there. It's like, we'll call you if it's necessary since you fucked everything up and caused too many English problems. None of you have accreditation anymore. How fucking hard is that? I'm just curious. SEAL team, like Sigma 6, Mountain 6, Ramstein, why can't we have a base in Italy that can help all of their brothers out in white territory? I'm just curious. Right.